Republicans have been very critical of Democrats today, saying they did not stand up enough for Trump's speech during certain moments.
I mean, I don't know why we can't fully celebrate. I mean, I have a 13-year-old myself, and I mean, thank God she's never had cancer, but I think that's something we could all celebrate that. And I think it was like it was a touching moment. And like I said, that's part of the best of the American experience.
Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Hey. Why this beat so cold?
We will make America proud again. And you try to we will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Boy, oh boy, what's going on, family? I hope everybody is blessed, well, healthy, and that nothing but the best is going on in all you beautiful people's life. And once again, Brother John, Mr. Hoodie in gym shorts and tennis shoes. Mr. Hoodie himself, Mr. Fetterman, it's broke. The internet broke the Democrat Party again, stunned the Democrat Party again. But he's also on the other side getting a lot of backlash right now as we speak too, especially from the beautiful Megyn Kelly. We're gonna play that in just a bit. But right now, trending, as y'all know, the Democrat Party is done, finished. You know, too far left, too woke, spit on the people, against the people. They want to fund war, the warmongers. I mean, they vote against everything for the American First agenda, for the American people. We come last. You know, they do this whole women's rights thing and still want men in women's sports. You know, voted against taxes, no tax on tips, overtime, Social Security. And they can't even put politics aside. No matter what aisle you stand on, they can't put politics aside and celebrate things that really matter. Kids who beat cancer, a kid who beat cancer, a family that's grieving and healing from criminals that have been allowed into this country with incompetent leadership from the past administration. They can't clap for or anything, applaud or feel sorry for the American people. Out of touch. They hate us. They hate America. And this is why you see now, and it's breaking the internet right now, and you'll see in my previous video. I don't know which video will be uploaded first, but we just did a big video of lifelong Democrats that are breaking the internet right now, who said they are done with the Democrat Party. Lifelong Democrats, liberals. You know, as y'all know, DJ has broke the internet. He is now a superstar. God bless this kid and his father. And I'm glad that the light is shining on this kid, man. I told y'all, the sun will come after the rain. You know, and I love he's getting so much love from everybody, everywhere he goes. You know, but this was just him last year. Last year he was harassed by his own people.
I bet you can't arrest me. You too cocky. So you on your phone? You about to go what? Jail?
Disgrace.
For real, sir.
Disgrace. By his own people. By his own people.
And tonight, DJ, we're going to do you the biggest honor of them all. I am asking our new Secret Service Director, Sean Curran, to officially make you an agent of the United States Secret Service.
Right there. That right there, man. God bless President Trump, man. I told you the sun comes after the rain. You know, the sun comes after the rain. But here's what John Fetterman had to say on it, and he just once again breaks the internet, trying to, keep everybody on his good side, and that he's for the people.
Republicans have been very critical of Democrats today, saying they did not stand up enough for Trump's speech during certain moments.
I mean, I don't know why we can't fully celebrate. I mean, I have a 13-year-old myself, and I mean, thank God she's never had cancer. But I think that's something we could all celebrate. That, and I think it was a touching moment. And like I said, that's part of the best of the American experience.
Totally agree with that. And again, Rich, if he was in the room, he would definitely stand and applaud. But they all sat and didn't care. Can't put politics aside. And I feel like especially when it comes to kids, man, we that's where we draw the line. But these people can't be human beings. They have no heart. They're so Trump deranged. I told you, TDS, Trump derangement syndrome, has destroyed minds. And now they have Musk derangement syndrome. But speaking of John Fetterman, he got a big FU from Megyn Kelly. Megyn Kelly calls out every swing state Democratic senator who voted against protecting women's sports. Yeah, she says, you act like you're the man of the people. You're going to look out for the weak. You get it. You don't get screw you and your working class appeal. Yeah. Play it.
Here is who we need to keep our eyes on, okay? Because the senators who are from blue states like New York and California are not going to be punished for their absurd vote. And keep in mind, they didn't even have the balls to allow a vote. That's what they were being asked on. Will you vote for cloture, which is where you need 60 votes in the Senate to say yes. That's it. They just needed to allow this to proceed to the Senate floor for a real vote and then let majority rule as it always should. They wouldn't. So they affirmatively stopped it because they knew that the Republicans did have the 53 votes. All 53 Republicans were ready to vote yes on this. And they couldn't get the chance to because they needed 7 Dems to cross over. So here are the true villains, the ones who are in swing states who must be targeted. I'm begging Elon to use some of his money, and he's 100% with me on this issue. 100% with me. I beg you to use some of your money to help defeat the following people. Arizona, both of them have to go. Ruben Gallego, it should have been Carrie Lake anyway. Well, she would have voted the right way. Yeah. Mark Kelly, who I liked and who I still have a personal affinity for. I'm sorry, you need to go. If I could wave my magic wand, you're fired, sir, because you voted the wrong way. Georgia, John Ossoff, who's got a daughter, but doesn't seem to give two shits about what happens to her.
And so many people have daughters, But this one really comes down to just common sense. Common sense, man. I don't know why we've gone so woke, why they've gone so left, and this is why they lost. This is why they lost. This is why. It's just common. It all trickles back down to just common sense. It's like now we in this time we're living in, this generation. And I know they say, Rick, sir, you're 25 years old, sir. Rick. Am I 24 or 25? Anyways, there's it's a mental illness we have in this generation, in this times that we're living in. People need help, man. Sir, you have a dress on, but you are not a woman, sir. There is a mental illness going on. I'm just being honest with you. There's no common sense, but common sense is back now. And that's what we voted for. Common sense. We spoke loud and clear.
On the sports field, and Raphael Warnock, who I think is going soon anyway. Michigan, Gary Peters Alyssa Slotkin, you have to go too. You didn't show up. You didn't think it was important enough, even though you're one of the women in the Senate, to show up and support young girls trying to work their way up the power chain behind you. Nevada, Catherine Cortez Masto, you too. Jackie Rosen, gone, if I have anything to say about it. Pennsylvania, fuck you, John Fetterman. You.
Oh, man, she said that. I felt that through the screen. I felt that one right there through the screen. I thought she said if she told me, I thought she was talking to me for a second. Man, Megyn Kelly. I felt that one through the screen.
Act like you're a man of the people. You're going to look out for the weak. You get it. You don't get shit. You really don't. That part of your brain still appears to be injured.
Man, she is. Megyn Kelly is on one. She keeping it real. Yeah, that brother had a. Didn't he have a stroke? Stroke? And he's healing. Something still ain't clicking. Yeah, buddy. And he still got that hoodie on.
Because you're going to let all these little girls go out there and get a traumatic brain injury? You, of all people who understand what a brain injury can do, screw you and your working class appeal. You don't get it at all. And then there's Wisconsin's Tammy Baldwin, who exposed herself as a complete idiot in those confirmation hearings that I went down to. She was one of the dopiest people we saw up there. I'm not surprised she landed in the wrong.
But there it is, y'all. Oh, and yeah. Beautiful, classy Megyn Kelly. You know, man, I felt that one through the screen. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know, but that's trending as well, along as what John had to say on this whole situation with Democrats not clapping for anything of some really important things where you feel like you honestly just need to put politics aside, and the Democrats should have got up and clapped for a lot of things that took place during that State of the Union speech. Very disgraceful, man. You know, but the only thing they did clap for is when Trump mentioned we sent billions to Ukraine, the war. They clapped for the war, but couldn't clap for a 13-year-old kid who survived cancer, brain cancer, 13 surgeries, who's been through the mud. They couldn't clap for grieving families. Well, the guy going to West Point, they couldn't clap for it. Yeah. Couldn't clap for that the disgraceful pullout we had. Couldn't clap for it. But they can clap for the war. Yeah. Oh boy. But let's get into the second part of this video I definitely want to get into from Matt. Check it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the aftermath of President Trump's recent congressional address, it would seem as if pretty much every single person in America has come to the realization that the Democrats have completely lost their sense of humanity.
Yeah.
Because right now, the entire nation, both Republicans and Democrats alike, are talking about how horribly the Democratic congressional representatives behaved during Trump's speech. And get this, it's not just Republican voters that are disgusted by their theatrics. Even members of the left-wing media and some Democratic politicians themselves are coming out of the woodwork to condemn the petulant, childish behavior we all saw just the other day. Now, folks, before we go any further, Americans had an either very positive or somewhat positive reaction to Trump's congressional address. What that means is that only 31% of Americans nationwide didn't like what President Trump had to say. And so, folks, you know what? That's not just a majority, it's a supermajority, but really, it's a mandate. And so what did the Democrats in Washington, D.C. do about all of this? Did they actually listen to what Trump had to say? No, of course not. Instead, they threw a collective temper tantrum, crying, booing, interrupting, and making fools of themselves on the national stage. And guess what? Americans across the country are not having it. You see, even Democratic voters across the country wanted to actually hear what President Trump had to say, but these petulant, crybaby Democrat politicians just had to go and make a scene. And now, everyone with half a brain is condemning their behavior. In fact, take a look at this highlight reel of what some of the left-wing media personalities had to say about all of this.
That is how you save democracy, by quietly dissenting. or bidding on an antique tea set. It was hard to tell what was going on.
I don't know who thought up the bingo signs, but they should be fired.
Michael, this is an indictment, in my opinion, on the Democratic leadership.
What we saw
bingo
the theatrics
signs
tonight in the chamber are not being well received.
I will say, I think there were times when they should have risen. I think what Al Green did was despicable.
Yeah. Democrats, it's over. You shot yourself. It's it. The party is finished, done. You won't ever win ever again, most likely. Yeah. Yeah. You know? And you know what? Like I say, just keep doing what y'all doing. Keep doing what y'all doing. Keep doing what y'all doing.
Despicable.
You hear that? This is an indictment of the Democratic leadership. This behavior is not being well received, and what they did was despicable. But you know what? It isn't just everyday Americans and talking heads on the media that are disgusted by all of this. As of last night, the House of Representatives actually had a vote to censure Congressman Al Green for interrupting President Trump's speech. And guess what? The vote actually passed 224 to 198. And get this, 10 Democrats voted in favor of censuring Al Green. So what that means is that even some of the Democrat politicians agree that all of that behavior was unacceptable. But you know what? Looking beyond the House of Representatives, even some Democratic senators are speaking out about this. In fact, take a look at what Democratic Senator John Fetterman had to say about his own party's behavior during President Trump's speech. As he posted on Twitter, "A sad cavalcade of self-owns and unhinged petulance. It only makes Trump look more presidential and restrained. We are becoming the metaphorical car alarms that nobody pays attention to, and it may not be the winning message." Folks, not only is it not the winning message, but hey, when even Democratic senators are flipping and calling out this type of behavior, that's when you know you've gone off the deep end. And actually, it would seem as if Senator Fetterman is slowly starting to wake up to the reality of just how much of a disaster the Democratic Party has truly become. In fact, take a look at this tweet he posted just the other day about Biden's catastrophe at the border. "This is when we became the party for chaos, telling people to invalidate their eyes or experiences, and we lose. Equivalent size of Pittsburgh showing up every month at our border was true chaos." And you know what, folks? In this specific instance, Fetterman is 100% right. Biden's open border policies have led to absolute chaos, and the American people know it. But you know what? Before we get ahead of ourselves, and you know what? I want you all to take a listen to what Megyn Kelly had to say about that.
Pennsylvania. F you, John Fetterman. You act like you're a man of the people. You're going to look out for the weak. You get it. You don't get shit. You really don't. That part of your brain still appears to be injured because you're going to let all these little girls go out there and get a traumatic brain injury. You, of all people who understand what a brain injury can do, screw you and your working class appeal.
And folks, you know what? Megyn Kelly is absolutely right. You don't get to pretend to be a champion of the people, a champion of the working class, when you turn around and vote to endanger women. And guess what? Over 70% of Americans want men out of women's sports. And yet, Senator Fetterman and the rest of the Democrats just keep proving.
I'd say it's higher than that, about 80, 90%. Just common sense, man. People just want common sense back, and it's back.
How out of touch with everyday Americans they truly are. And so, folks, that point right there, just how out of touch the Democrats are, is the real point of today's video. The Democrats have completely lost touch, not just with America and the Americans therein, but with reality itself. They have no respect, no civility, no decorum, and on top of all of that, they refuse to represent the will of the American people. Instead, they're spending their time in Washington, D.C. doing things like this. Take a look.
I'm so sick of seeing this video, man. They ought to be ashamed of themselves. You know, they need to be expelled from Congress. Their pages need to be shut down. The other lady needs to be deported. That ghetto one that with that wig and them eyelashes. They need to walk her out. I tell you. Disgrace, man. Youngest woman plus Latina to be elected to the House. She needs to go back to the bar. Disgrace, man.
Folks, what am I supposed to even say about that? Instead of actually doing their jobs that people elected them to do, these clowns are uploading TikTok videos pretending to be video game characters.
They need to be audited and thrown in, and some of them need to be thrown in jail. I still don't know how this lady is worth millions and millions of dollars. But we know what's going on down there in the swamp. We know what's going on down there in the swamp, man. This lady is worth millions and millions of dollars. Tons of these individuals who are on $100,000 salary. And they got caught with their hands in the cookie jar. Come on, Elon, release, expose it all. We know you said they'll kill you if you expose the corruption. Prayers for Elon Musk, man. Yeah, we know where those fraudulent checks going.
And once again, this is just further proof, concrete proof, that the Democrats are completely out of touch. They actually thought that that video, the one we just watched, would resonate with young Americans. In reality, it's like when your mom tries to act cool and hip in front of your friends, and then your friends just make fun of you for it. Except in this case, it's not embarrassing for us, it's embarrassing for them. So folks, let's try to sum all of this up. The Democrats are completely and totally out of touch with America and American voters. Trump's approval ratings right now are skyrocketing while theirs are plummeting into the gutter. And on top of all of that, it's become abundantly clear that these Washington, D.C. Democrats don't give one single crap.
Youngest black woman elected to Congress. Co-founded the Black hates balloons.
About the issues that everyday Americans are facing. And you know what? America sees it. We all know that this is true. And that is why Trump's favorability ratings are at an all-time high, and that is why the Democrats are imploding. But you know what, folks? To be perfectly honest, I'm not exactly mad about any of this, because as long as the Democrats keep acting like this, we will keep on winning and we will keep on making America great again.